What's going on? What's going on, film fam? Welcome to another episode of Chopping Willie in the Morning, brought to you by Let the Film Speak. I am one of your hosts, Chop. Here with my main man, Willie Jack. Willie Jack, how you feeling this morning, my brother?
Hey, come on, man. It's 10 a.m. It's football Sunday, man. I'm talking about my dog. I'm feeling good, feeling great, man.
Absolutely, man. We're feeling good, feeling great. You know what I'm saying? We're going into a weekend where, man, it's gonna be some nice games, man. The playoff picture is starting to pan out, man. So we're starting to see a lot of things. Of course, we got a big game on the slate this week. So you know what we're doing, man. We previewing each and every game coming up for the week 13 slate. We got performers of the week on the way, and of course, games of the week too. So stay tuned. We definitely got you there. But before we do that, we got house rules. House rules are the same. Like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Become the newest member of the film fam. Holler at your partners. Let them know what's going on, where we at. You know what I'm saying? What's happening over here on this side. And then also, man, just be in the know. So you know exactly what me and Willie Jack got cooking up on our side of things. And I guarantee you, we will not let you down. Announcements. Get them picks in. All right, get them picks in, man. But picks are coming down the stretch too, man. I think it's almost safe to say that I'm pretty much out of it, man. Sierra and Sequoia Queen and those people at the top, man, are running away with this. You know what I mean?
Oh man, never thought I'd see the day my dog Chop to turn it in early. Where you turning it in?
Listen, bro. We got. Let me see. This is week 13. Okay, we got 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We got 6 weeks left. And your boy is down, you know what I'm saying, 15 picks. You know what I'm saying? Sierra's at 122 and your boy is at 107. So unless I start putting together something crazy, and which, you know what, I might have some sauce for y'all today. I don't know how much of a chance I got, Willie Jack.
I tell you what, man, I'm not sure exactly where I think I'm still somewhere around that top.
So I'm at 107. You at 109. You don't 109. So you a little closer. You know, you about 13 off, man. You about 13 off. So
yeah, I can pick them up. Yeah, I got 6 weeks.
Hey.
I can just pick up. Yeah, I can pick them up. I can pick them up. Man, I got 6 weeks. See, because what y'all be forgetting, see, we getting into December football. See, football is a different part of the season. See, sis, Sierra, love you. You ain't ready for this December football. You know what I'm saying? Auntie, y'all new to this picking game. Y'all not ready for this December football. Get a little cold. The ball get a little stiff. You know what I'm saying? Football changed a little bit, man. I'm ready to make my push.
Okay. All right. Well, Willie Jack, I'm with you, man. I hope you make your push. Of course, I ain't going nowhere. You know, I ain't never bowed out. But
there you
know
go.
What I'm saying? The chances are just real slim. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know how to get it percentages of chances of winning the game towards the end of the game? Yeah, I'm sitting at about a 1% chance of winning this overall.
So you the Rams. So you the real life Rams.
Now you're going too far. You know what? Let's go ahead and keep it pushing, man, because this dude out here tripping, man. Let's jump into some news, Willie Jack. And the first bit of news we got today, man, and not so good news for edge rusher, former defensive player of the year, Von Miller, man. Von Miller, an arrest warrant went out for Von Miller this past week for allegedly assaulting a pregnant woman in Dallas, which turned out to be his girlfriend. He turned himself in, and he's out on bond. And honestly, Willie Jack, I don't know what your full take on this game. I mean, on this situation is this he's pushing towards the end. This could just about be it for him. You know what I'm saying in terms of that. So, Willie Jack, what's your take on this? I'm curious to know what your thoughts are.
And man, what's crazy is this is like the second. I'm assuming this is a new girlfriend because his last girlfriend, that his first baby's mother, they had like a similar style. I guess it was like a very messy breakup, etc. And they had like a similar style incident, I believe, or I don't know if it rose to the occasion where he actually had an arrest warrant. But I thought the laws got involved in that one as well. And so I'm assuming this has got to be, I guess, a new girlfriend, a new baby mama, or something like this. And maybe they run into it again.
I don't know. I don't know which baby.
I remember how ugly it
You assuming she didn't say. You assuming she just said, you know what?
I'm assuming he got away. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm assuming he backed up because I think like there was some stuff coming out, and then I don't know, man, but yeah, I'm gonna stay out these people business until a lot of facts come out. And then even when I seen the news, it was like the day after that game. I'm like, how the hell that boy get to Dallas so damn fast? Put hands on this lady. The game just they 10 hours off an L.
How did he get to Dallas so fast?
Yeah, you know what it was, bro? He flew all the way way back to the crib, and she said something crazy like, "So y'all really let the Eagles, and man, maybe he won two of them, man. I don't know." Man, I ain't gonna joke like that, man. That ain't funny, man. Now,
Hey,
this
hey,
show
say what you want. Say what you
this
want. I'm
show does
sorry we
not
got some
support
sensitive
domestic
people on
violence.
here.
Let me say that.
Hey, I'm sorry we got some people on here who have been a part of this. Hey, we don't condone it by any means necessary.
Nah,
But I
man,
ain't
I'm
gonna lie.
just having
Willie Jack,
fun,
that was
man.
funny. I ain't gonna lie. That was funny.
It's all in fun, man. I hope it's a misunderstanding. I hope nothing truly comes of it. You know what I'm saying? I hope whatever they got going on, man, they work it out.
Absolutely, for sure. And I will say this though on a more serious note and on the football side of things. And the reason why I say this could be it for him because one, you're later in your career, and then two, you're not producing. You know what I mean? You're not. It's sad to say this, and it's crazy,
No,
but
it's the
I mean,
truth.
it's the truth in the NFL. If
Yeah.
you're not playing well enough to be dealing with something like this and keep your job, you know, but like I said, it's the truth. So like I said, this could be in for him in 8 games. Just give you where Von Miller stands. Now, don't get me wrong, he's really only
I know
playing a
he
lot
dealt
of
with
pass
injury
rush
and he's got a late start to the year and all
injury,
that stuff.
late
You know.
start, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But in 8 games, my guy has 1 assisted tackle, no other stat. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he is playing a lot on those pass rushing downs. You know, and the guy they brought over, they expected him to be a difference maker. You know, and to help close out a lot of these games. So he hasn't done that so far, and now he's in this situation. And if convicted, of course, we know, you know, stuff are going to come out as we continue to go through this. Who knows what happens? But if convicted, this could be punishable by anywhere from 2 to 10 years, Willie Jack. You know, when I looked through this situation. So this is a tough situation for the former All-Pro and former Defensive Player of the Year for sure.
No, and just like you saying as well, man, it's definitely been a tumultuous year. And then our dog, man, day one game, Jarrell in the building, man. He said he may be still dealing with the injury or coming off the injury, and that's very well possible as well. I mean, because when the last time we saw him fully healthy before he left with that injury stand, remember he looked great. I mean, he was, you know what I mean. And so coming off the injury, getting a slow start, trying to fold back into things, maybe he is still kind of dealing with that. But at the same time, they said, I think, man, they cashed him out. He got $100 million when he left the Rams to go over there. You know what I'm saying? On that full deal. Now, how much of it he sees and how long he stays. But at the same time, I think he's making like 18 M's a year, something like that still. I think his price tag somewhere above 15 this year. 1 assist tackle ain't going to get it, big dog. You know what I'm saying? And so, but yeah, like I said, hopefully, man, I'm ready to get out of that, man. Hopefully nothing comes of it. Hopefully it's a misunderstanding. Hopefully nobody's hurt or injured.
All right.
Yeah,
well, let's hit the good notes then, Willie Jack. Let's get to the good side of things. Let's do a film check in, man. Who's in the building? Who done rolled up in here? Who done hit the chat button? Who done let us know they in the building? And they ready for the show this morning?
Hey, no, for sure, man. First one in the door today, our dog ZB, man, Zach the Back, our favorite coworker in this thing, man. And he's feeling his lumps from Monday, man. He said he ran up against that buzzsaw that was DK Metcalf in the fantasy world. And yeah, man, this is the wrong week to have DK. 3 touchdowns all year. He had 3 touchdowns Monday night, man. So yeah, that was definitely a bad time for you, ZB.
I kind of reaped some benefits of that. I had DK Metcalf on my team, so
okay.
I was excited about that.
You was one of the ones. Then yeah, the fam bam and the thing. Mom do sit here wishing us a blessed show as always. You know we love you, lady. And then man, also man, can't forget, man. Day one gang Jarrell is definitely in this thing, ready to roll for sure. Man, appreciate you, big dog. And then the rest of y'all, I see y'all in here looking. I got a little eyeball Timmy who in here. Everybody hit my chat, man. Come on now, holla at your dog, man. So you know we talk back. But we appreciate
they
y'all
in here like this.
To lock in.
They in here like trying to see what's going on.
Oh,
come all the way in. Don't come halfway in. Come all the way in here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Willie Jack, speaking of DK Metcalf and the performance of the Seattle Seahawks, let's talk about that game, man. Even though they came up with a loss, they had some pretty explosive plays, man. But the Seahawks went to Dallas this past Thursday and lost to the Cowboys 41-38. Willie Jack, what's your take on this and what happened?
Man, it was all by all accounts, man. It was a very entertaining game, man. And Seattle, to their credit, they came out and they came out enthused. They came out ready to go, fired up. They were playing. I mean, offensively, I should say. I mean, when you give up 41 points, you know what I mean? I don't want to say just on all sides of the ball. But at the same time, they ran into a Cowboys team that's on fire and lighting it up. And so, I mean, sometimes it's going to be like that. But they played extremely well. They played well enough to win this game, if truth be told. Man, there's a lot of points in this one. And I don't want to, you know what I mean? I don't want to go too hard on some of the coulda, shoulda, wouldas or something, but there was a stretch of that game, man, where the Cowboys moved the ball 60 yards and they got 4 first downs off of 4 critical penalties against the Seahawks in the same drive. You know what I'm saying? And now why that's important is because I think at this time the Seahawks are up 10 points. And so the Cowboys literally, you know what I mean? Like literally, they get 4 first downs on the back of penalties, and then they get up and they punch it in, and then they close that gap to 3. I can't remember what the actual score was at the time. I know one of the calls, it was one of those calls was probably on the line. The Bobby Wagner interference call when he runs up to meet the ball as it's getting to Tony Pollard on like a 3rd and 7, makes contact as the ball's arriving. And so those plays are always bang, bang. And so I know that was one that, you know what I mean? There was a couple of those calls on the line. And then, of course, and I imagine we both go get into that, but the biggest storyline.
I think I might have jinxed it, brother.
I think you did. I think you did. Because defensive player of the year hopeful to Ryan Bland, boy. Hey.
Rotisserie chicken. Rotisserie chicken.
Man, look, barbecue, rotisserie, man, lemon pepper, man. I don't know what flavor you like, but man, you can get it. Because especially in that first half, man, 6 targets, 5 of them catches, 136 yards, I think it was, and 2 touchdowns. And mind you, the only incompletion was a recalled touchdown, and I still think that touchdown should have stood.
Jackson Smith and
the way
Jigba.
that it gets called,
yeah,
he maintained the ball, his knees down, and he's being contacted. So with his knee on the ground and Bland laying on him with the ball, he's down by contact right now. Like, they changed those rules. And then even when he falls into the ground, he never loses the ball. I mean, he just – so I was very surprised that one got called back. And so that was his one incomplete pass over that half. And then, the ball don't lie. And so before they close out the half, he gives up another touchdown anyway to DK. So I guess, they still got the score. But no, but definitely a rough night. To his credit, he does bounce back in that second half and he gets an interception. But the thing about that interception and watching that game, and then even watching the interception, and then watching them come back to that deep out later in that game when they're trying to make a drive on one of those drives with Tyler Lockett, he double moved him the second time. He gave him a little nod to the inside, and then he broke out. Because with his side, because DeRon Bland's a big boy. He's like 6'1", 6'2", 200 pounds. And so on the first interception, Tyler runs up and it's just a speed out. No move at the top, no stem at the top. Just he runs right out to it. And now DeRon Bland, he's able to really plant, explode, and just drive on it. And then he gets that pick. And then they come back to it a little like 2 drives later, and now he gives them a little at the top of the route. And then he breaks off, and now he gets a separation, and we got an easy completion for like 13, 14 yards in a first down. And so that's the kind of games you got to play with him because of the things he does well and the things he doesn't. Here's what's, and I'm sorry, I'm taking too long to pass it to you, but here's one of the things that would surprise me as well. Jackson Smith and Jigba on that touchdown before half. Like, I think this game was a very good game to kind of, I don't want to say expose, because he's a very talented player. He's a second-year guy, came out of nowhere, and he's balling. Set an NFL record. He still got a third of a season to go. So I'm not trying to take anything away from him. But this game, I think, is going to be great film for every other receiver room that faces them now, because you can see the inequities or the weaknesses or the other side of his game, and kind of maybe this is the first game and we can really kind of poke holes in what works with and against him. And so, like, double moves, he really has poor long speed because JSN ran away from him on that deep, maybe we can call it like a post corner because he folds it back out, you know what I'm saying? But he ran right away from him. Just no stem, no real move at the line. He just fired off and ran right away from him. JSN's not a speed receiver. Like, JSN, the knock against him coming in was, well, he's a limited speed guy. He's a guy who's going to be playing the slide. He's going to be shifty and route savvy. He just ran right away from DeRon Bland. And so those are little coaching points and things that it just, just watching the game, I see, like, okay, well, so now I know what to do with him. Double move him, get him long routes up the field. We can expose his long speed, shorten it, But all that said, man, and if you're the Cowboys, you find a way to keep trucking. You find a way to keep balling, man, and keep getting it done. They definitely did that. But no, like I said, great game. I hate how it ended towards the end. I just hate how it felt. Just Seattle, just kind of, I don't know what was going on there in the crunch time. A veteran championship style coach like Pete Carroll, and we end this game with Michael Parsons coming free and unblocked off the edge to make us just put one in the dirt because we don't. we don't touch the most important player on the Cowboys team at this time, you know what I'm saying, on fourth down. And so, you know, and they end up losing that game. But not still very entertaining game to watch, man. Very entertaining. Glad to see the Seahawks showed up.
Absolutely. I'm glad to see that too, Willie Jack. And since you already kind of pretty much summed up the
Man, I know I did. I kind of took all the meat out of it. My fault.
Hey, you good? No. Do your thing. Because that leaves me just a little bones and tidbits that I can touch on in this game too. You already kind of, and I want to put a cap on this DaRon Bland performance too, because I just chalk it up as hey, you had a rough one out there because this is not as bad as it was, and as much as we can try to go in and critique his game, this wasn't a typical performance for him. You know, it's not like he's going out there. This hasn't been the Trayvon Diggs first year when he kind of stood out where he's giving up a lot of yards all year long, but still just turning the ball over. This hasn't been that type of year for DaRon Bland. DaRon Bland has been playing some really good ball all year long, but he got toe up this game and all which ways, you know what I mean? So it was one of those for him. But I will say on the other side of it, you know, to give more credit to the guys that did show up and the guys that did perform, man, we got to start saying Dak's name too in that ultimate conversation, that MVP discussion. Dak and the Cowboys are playing some really good ball, and over the last I don't know how many weeks, him and CeeDee Lamb has had it going. I don't know how many straight 100-yard games this is for, and I should have looked that up before we did this, but between Dak and CeeDee Lamb, it's been constant, and it's been routine for them to put together those great performances, and they put together another one in this game in huge moments to come away with the W in this one. And Seattle offense showed up. So this is the type of offense that Seattle is going to have in these as they kind of go through and try to make this playoff push in order for them to really compete. You know, now the defense is going to have to step up too, but still, you know, this is the type of performance you're going to have to see from Seattle. Now, I do got one concern for Dallas, you know, and of course the defense is one thing, you know, but I don't know if I don't count on them having this type of performance each and every week. I'm not convinced that this is the Dallas defense. The defense is much better than this, but it's the run game, all right, and it's making me believe like the run game is a little too vanilla. Teams can see it coming. It's very predictable, and it doesn't have any or much creativity to that run game. And I was wondering going into the season, like, what's going on with Tony Pollard? What's it? And I look at the run game, and it's just plain. It's like I said, it's no mixture, no creativity to it. They're not trying to find or create mismatch for him, put him in open space. They're not utilizing Tony Pollard to the best of his abilities. I see him blocking a lot on a lot of these plays where he could be another a dump off option, you know, for them to kind of continue to push the ball up the field, which, you know, I can see, like I said, see why, as far as producing the numbers wise, yardage wise, he's not popping off the screen like he normally does. So I was paying really close attention to that, and I think that's a concern going into the playoffs because they're going to need to be able to run the ball. They're not going to be able to rely on Dak all playoff long. As hot as he is and as good as he's playing, I don't know if that's going to be the thing they're going to be able to rely on. They're going to have to be able to run the ball at times. And right now, their run game just doesn't look promising, doesn't look explosive, and it doesn't look dangerous. If I'm going into a game with Dallas, I'm not worried about their run game. So that's the concern of mine. I think everything else, their defense are coming together. Michael Parsons and that defensive team will get back on the board in terms of pressure. Geno Smith sacked 0 times in the game. So I think they'll get back on board in terms of that. But those are the things I want to kind of touch on, you know, to kind of put a bow on this game.
No, and for sure, before you get out of there, man, we had a couple good comments, man. Our dog, man, MB, Michael Beckerman, my Steelers brother in the building. What's going on, big dog? And then he said it was terrible situational play calling by Seattle. And then I saw that after the fact where I guess Geno came out and said, yeah, with the call they had, they thought there was a chance that Micah, he means to say Micah, not Mike there, that Micah might come free untouched, and they gambled on it. This is that's bullshit. That's malarkey. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's ridiculous. Because you're not going to tell me. Because when Geno said this, because I see Geno's reaction on the field, he didn't look like a guy who expected Michael Parsons to be in his face 0.7 seconds into the snap. You know what I'm saying? Because if we know we leaving him free, then for one, we got something, we're using that against them.
We got something quick coming right behind it or something.
Right behind it. So it almost feels like maybe Geno was trying to save a little face for the team or for the tackle who got his ass blown by or for the play caller who who, if that was a design call intending to let him, you know what I'm saying? It almost feels like maybe he's trying to put a little bit of that milk back in the bottle. Because you ain't gonna tell me ain't no damn way on fourth down in a game where we down 4 points. We're down 4 points. We need to score to win, and we've got the ball. It's fourth effing down, and you know what? Pull that one out the back that we leave Michael free. This the perfect time. They'll never expect us to just not touch Michael Parsons on fourth down. Let's pull this one out. Ain't no way. And so, and I don't know your thoughts on that, bro, but I did see when Geno came out and said that, but looking at him on the field and then looking at the situation, I can't see any form of intelligent football or play calling in which there's ever going to be there's never going to be a time we're not going to block Reggie White.
If it was that case, the only thing I can think of is that whatever their option was that they thought they were going to have was taken away. But if that's the case, if you're going to do something like that, that option has to be guaranteed. It can't be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Whatever option you got coming off that, it has to be guaranteed. But you don't do that anyway. Not with the game on the line. That out of all plays you can come up with, all scenarios and schemes, that's not the one right there.
Exactly right. And like I said, the only time you would do that is there's got to be a smoke or tunnel screen coming right behind them.
And it has to be guaranteed. It can't miss. It can't be, it didn't work. No, it cannot miss.
Exactly right. Like if you got some type of crazy ninja move that you want to pull where you just don't touch the best player on the field, do it on second down. You know what I'm saying? If that's what we're gonna do, that's the shot we take on fourth down. Like, you know, it just didn't make sense. And then ZB in the building, man, he said he thinks somebody mentioned Dak as the Dark Horse MVP Wednesday show, and we did kind of touch on it. How do you feel any differently? Because I can say for myself, I still don't feel differently, because when we really think about it, who are the Seahawks? Because I'm still waiting to see Dallas beat a legitimate contender like in one of these style games, because going into this game, now Seattle showed up and played the best ball they've played all year. But I don't want us to be fooled as to how we looked at Seattle before Monday night. You know what I mean? How most of us looked at Seattle. We didn't, because, you know what I mean? Like, they were a dark horse team now at this point to still find their way through the playoffs. But do we consider them like a legitimate test? Because if that's the case, this is the same Seahawks team that got swept by your Rams, the same Seahawks team that's got, you know what I mean, had some very ugly performances this year. So I still don't feel much differently. This was a team that Dallas should have beat, and then it's a to the wire game, in the game they were down in most of this game, and so it doesn't make me feel better.
It's not necessarily that for me. It's not specifically this game. It's the string of games that Dak has put together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really can't help who they put in front of you in terms of who's on the schedule. You know what I'm saying? You have to just go out there and play your schedule. And so far, I mean, they playing some damn good ball, just a collection of games. Like, you can look at this last game and say, all right, cool, they went down to the wire against the Seattle team that's been struggling. But overall, just a string of games. Like, in the last 5 games alone, bro, Dak Prescott got 16 touchdowns, bro. 16 of them things in the last 5 games. That's just passing, though. I didn't even look at his rushing stats, but like 16 touchdowns in the last 5 games. He only had 1 rushing touchdown, so they would just put it at 17. But still, like, that's crazy. Like, those are crazy numbers, and in terms of the last few games he's kind of put together. So that's for me, that's more so my case rather than anything else. I know you want to see those big performances, but I'm just saying he's in that conversation. I would say he's in that conversation, and if he continues to play like this, like, yeah, he's going to continue and stay in that conversation.
No, for sure, for
that. So that's all I'm saying.
No, and he definitely is, and especially like we've said before, man, with this year, with it not being like a clear, like that race is so wide open, and there's not really a clear. I mean, I think at this point maybe he is starting to kind of put himself as maybe I think he is maybe starting to clarify that there may not be a better option to this point of the year, because like I said, we can nitpick their record and the guys they've been facing, but just like my dog just said, you can't choose who's across from you, but you can go out there and put up points. You can get buckets. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter who shows up. I gotta get buckets every night when I'm on the floor, and that's what he's doing. And so no, I definitely dig it. I definitely do. I don't want to take nothing away from him, but no, great comments, man. Some of them members that fell in the building, man. You mind if we go ahead and wrap them on up real quick, man?
Yeah, go ahead, wrap them. Whoever fell up in the building, bro.
First off, man, our dog Big Jeff in the bit. He said, player from the Himalaya checking in, man. He said he just got to listen because he had breakfast right now. Hey, you know we appreciate you, big dog. Our dog, man. All right, shout out my dog Michael Baker in the building for sure. He know we're gonna handle business today. You know what's going on. And then, come on, man. No balls, no glory in this thing. Come on now. Gotta be a good Sunday, man. No balls, no glory to fell through this thing, man. We appreciate our love. And then yeah, man, let's go ahead and get back to it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, that means it's time to jump into the Sunday games now, man. Let's go ahead and jump into it. First Sunday game on the slate we're going to talk about today. We got the Colts going to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Willie Jack, who you got?
I'm going Colts, man. I'm going Colts on the road. And this is one where I always put the same thing about Mike Vrabel, especially when they're playing at home. But to Gardner Minshew's credit, and I think I had to realize this last week. Jonathan Taylor, JT Money, he's back down again for this one. But like I said, you've got a very competent Zach Moss who balled the first 6-7 games of the season. Then he has kind of taken a back seat as JT Money's been back in the fold. Well, now he's back out. So now you've got a rested Zach Moss who's eager and ready to get back out there anyway. And so you've got him motivated. And then this is also a Colts team that, I mean, quiet as kept. I mean, they're in contention to make the playoffs right now. You know what I'm saying? They're right there in the mix, and this is a very winnable game for them. And then also on the other side, man, if you're the Titans, Will Levis came out the bag shiny, but like I said, man, now he's taking his lumps and everything that we've expected that should be expected of a second round rookie quarterback, and so that's happening still. But I think the Colts are playing competent football offensively, and like I said, this is one of those games where if the Colts get the 21, I don't know if the Titans can get there. And so I've got the Colts going on the road and getting this done, and I've got this game 21-13 Colts.
Gotcha. And the only way your boy can get back in this thing is go opposite of where I think everybody else is going. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going out shooting now. I'm going out swinging. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the corner.
Jab back, baby. That's what you're supposed to jab back.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
I mean, I'm in the corner. They swinging on me, so I got to go out swinging, man. So I'm going Titans in this game. I really, these are the tricky games, right? So when you look at a slate of games, and me and you both did this, we look at the slate of games, we was like, all right, it's obvious what's going to be our game of the week. The rest of the games don't really seem like too much. That's when things start to get tricky. You know what I'm saying? When you think some games are sold up, it's the other ones that come around and bite you. This is a divisional matchup. I think this is one where your boy Mike Vrabel kind of cooks up some stuff. This one. We also saw Derrick Henry last week started to get things going a little bit. Now, I still agree that he's lost a step, but that still don't change the fact that when he comes through that hole, he's 6'3", 6'4", 250 pounds. He's a monster to tackle. You know what I'm saying? So I think the coach is gonna have to deal with that. That's gonna be rough, having to face him each and every down. For what it's worth, I don't know if this is worth it, but Treylon Burks is back. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna come out. He may have a couple big plays in this game. He's the guy that I think can get down and stretch that field. So look out for a couple big throws from my guy Will Levis in this game, man. So I'm gonna call that one. I'm not gonna give you no big stats. I'm not gonna throw none of this at you, but watch a couple big throws in this game from my guy Will Levis. I think the Titans come out. They put together something to win this game. They force Gardner Minshew to really go out and pass the ball at least 40 times this game. He's gonna make a few mistakes, and it's gonna come down to a mistake late in this game, and the Titans gonna come away with this one. So give me the Titans at home with the W. 24 24 23 actually 24-23 and a close one. Titans, they come away with the W in this one, man. So I'm going there.
Okay, I like what you did right there.
Absolutely. So we cooking, man. On to the next one. Let's go to Los Angeles. Well, not to Los Angeles. Let's go to New England, where the Los Angeles Chargers go face off against the Patriots, man. And as much as I was thinking about going with the upset in this one too, I'm sticking with the Chargers. But I will say this, though. To start it off. If the Chargers somehow mess this up, you may have seen Staley for the last time this year. If the Chargers lose this game, that may be it for Staley. Okay? The hot seat has been on Staley all year, in my opinion. The only thing that's been keeping him or putting him in position to where he hasn't lost his job is the fact that they've been able to win enough games to keep them in playoff contention. Losing this game, it doesn't necessarily knock them out, but it puts them in a terrible, terrible situation in terms of their ability to be able to make the playoffs. They only got 4 wins on the season, and they need this one. This is a must-win for this team, which is why I think they can come out and do it. And on top of that, the Patriots' offense has been terrible. The defense somehow has still been able to put together some things, and we've seen Bill Belichick cook up some things each and every week. They gave up only 10 points the last 2 weeks and lost both of them. Ain't that crazy? Only 10 points.
Crazy, bro.
How do you give up 20 points in 2 games? 20 points is not a points in one game. You have a total of 20 points in 2 games straight, and you lose both of them. And then you got Bailey Zappi coming out to start this particular game. I don't have much faith in their offense. I don't think they'll be able to do much in this particular game. The only thing they had going for them last week is the run game. And I just don't see them doing anything in this game. So, give me your Chargers on the road. They come away with this W to save Brandon Staley for at least one more week. Give me the Chargers on the road. Give them 27. I get them 27 to the Patriots 10. 27-10, final score of this game.
Okay, and no, man, and just like you said, and that's one of the things as well that's been kind of like, and I know I'm the only one left holding on, man, but just like you said, Bill and that defense is giving up 10 points. They're giving up 20 points the last 2 games, and this defense, and we have to remember as well, like this is an ugly season. This is the same defense that held the red hot Miami Dolphins. They were the first team to slow the Dolphins down. You know what I'm saying? At the beginning of the season when they was rolling, you know what I mean? They held that Miami Dolphins team to 20 points. You know what I'm saying? In a game that went back and forth. They held the Eagles. They lost a 3-point game to the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? So there's still it's just they just don't have it on the other side of the football. But and just for those reasons, man, this Chargers team, I am taking the Chargers to win. I'm not gonna get too bogged down in that. But I do think that with the defense playing the way it has been playing, they've activated Malik Cunningham back onto the active roster. Last time they did that, he gave some spark now.
That sounds to me like he's playing today.
He should.
Because I don't expect much from the Bailey Zappi or Mac Jones. Sounds like to me Cunningham is gonna get some time today.
Get some time, boy. He should have got a start. That's what he should have.
I mean, what do they have to lose?
Exactly. At this, like realistically, you know what I'm saying? It's like that boy might as well have got a start. But no, I do have hope. I think that there's a fighting chance for these Patriots here. They are at home. That defense is playing their butts off, trying to do what they can to keep teams in here. And then last week they had 150 yards between Stevenson and Zeke. And so I also think that if they can get the run game going, if that defense continues to play the way they've been playing, you can get after Herbert. You can fluster Herbert, especially in key and critical downs or key and critical moments in the game. And if that run game is going, I think there's a backdoor chance that maybe Bill and those guys can maybe sneak and make this one interesting in the fourth quarter. But I can't put the Chargers money on it. So I'm going 23-17 Chargers. But I think this is definitely a game, man, that the Patriots and Big Bad Boogeyman Bill can make this one just an ugly win, an ugly day at the office for a Chargers team who go out there. They may get a win, but they probably won't feel great about it. Gotcha. Oh, and then hold on, man. They in the building as well, man. You know, got some of the members before we get out. Said ZB said he's riding all the way, man. He said his dog Herbert going for 608 touchdowns. Boy, you crazy as hell. Not against Bill. I just can't do it. I can't do it, man. Not Bill. The only way Herbert would score 8 touchdowns is if the defense gave up 9, so y'all can tell me that it wasn't his fault. But it's all good.
Hey, he said he waiting on him to break out. That was cold-blooded. That was cold-blooded right
playing,
there.
Man. I just played it. Our dog, man, Day One Gauge Real, he said he's taking the Chargers 21-17. See, I like that score. That's similar to my score. I think this is going to be a close, lower scoring game like that, man, just on the strength of Bill being at home and with the defense playing the way they are. And like I said, they found a little bit of a running game now these last couple weeks. And so if they can keep that going, man, I think they can keep it tight like that.
Absolutely. All right, Willie Jack, let's keep on pushing, man. We got the Detroit Lions, MVP JG, going to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Willie Jack, who you got in this one? I got it.
Man, I'm taking the Lions on the road here for sure. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not gonna lie, man. You know what I mean? Jared Goff has lost a little of his shine, lost a little bit of his luster. Like I said, man, that was an ugly loss to the Packers, man. The Packers at home on Thanksgiving. I think that loss kind of really, it just kind of knocked a lot of win out of their sales. And I know they've played since am I tripping? Don't worry about it. But what I'm saying is, so I don't necessarily. I think they're definitively now like a step. I think there was a point in which they could have made a run at the number 1 seed, and there was a little stretch there where they were looking like, they were legitimate threat or to like let's say like the Eagles, and then once the Niners kind of came down. But like I said, all the cream is rising back to the top, and then the Lions are kind of settling back down into that kind of second tier, kind of top of the mid tier style of team. But I still do think this is a game they should be able to win. You've got a Saints defense, which is still pretty solid, but they still struggle to find offense, even though they are at home. I think the Lions come out and still have enough offense to get it done. I'm going to give you a score. Don't worry. I hear you. I'm going to give you a score. I'm going to go 24-20 on the road. I'm going to go 24-20 on the road. Lions over the Saints. And honestly, man, this one for me, I think the Lions need this. I shouldn't say need it. I think more, not necessarily for their record-wise or playoff hopes, because I think they're going to, however this thing balances out, I think they're still going to be a team that makes the playoffs. But I think just more so for just getting back to get a quality win on the road, you know what I mean, against still a stingy opponent. Like, this is one of those wins where I think they just need to kind of pick up, just kind of get some of their swagger back. I just feel like the Lions have just kind of lost some of that shine or luster, like I said before, that they were walking with like the first 6-8 weeks of the season. And I think this could be a game that you kind of go on the road, you get a big win, and then you, like I say, you go into this last stretch of the season, man, and maybe kind of recapture some of that early fire.
Absolutely, and I got the Lions in this game too. I think they go on the W, and one, I think the Detroit Lions, even with the win last week, with the loss last week with them, everything was just off sync. It was out of sync. They had a little bit of extra time, because they played on Thanksgiving to kind of get things together so they can, regroup and come back and perform well in this game. I think they do. I think they will come back and perform well in this game. And I expect them to spread this one out a little bit. I expect them to come out hungry and really needing the W, like you said, Willie Jack. They really need this one. Also, they're going to get a spark back on defense. C.J. Gardner-Johnson is supposed to be back today. Okay, so with C.J. Gardner-Johnson coming back, I think this can add a little extra spark to this particular defense and sure up, another one of the holes so that, they can get things back going on the defensive side of the ball. For the New Orleans Saints, one, we already know how inconsistent they have been offensively in terms of being able to score points, and then you add to the fact that they're banged up on offense. So Rashid Shaheed won't be playing in this game. Chris Olave, I think he did clear concussion protocol, so he will play today. But they're still without Michael Thomas, and one of the other weapons they really relied on the outside in terms of catching the ball. So Chris Olave is their only weapon on offense in the passing game. And then, of course, they still got Kamara and Taysom Hill, but they're going to have to be really, really creative in terms of how they decide to use them. So I'm curious to see what they do. But ultimately, I got Detroit winning this game. I got them winning this game comfortably. So give me Lions on the road 30.
Oh,
30, man. I'm going to give them 30 against this Saints. I think they come out really hungry. 30-17 and a comfortable win. 30-17 Lions on the road against the Saints.
okay, no, that's a big win. They put up 30 against this Saints defense, man. That's going to be an impressive win. That secondary is playing damn good for sure, man. Paulson Adebo, Tyrann Matthews had two interceptions last week. I want to say last game they played, and so that'd be impressive, man, on the road against that Saints defense.
Okay, gotcha. All right, keeping it pushing, Willie Jack. We got the Atlanta Falcons going to New York to take on the Jets, man, and it's another one. I don't know who you going in this game, but I'm going New York. Okay. I'm going New York at home. I think this is another one of those games. The hope of Aaron Rodgers possibly coming back is going to be one of the things that sparks them in this game. Okay. I think they come out. I think their defense, as always, is going to play extremely well. Ritter is still the quarterback, which means they're going to have opportunities. They're going to have opportunities for interceptions, opportunities for, just fumble recoveries, turnovers, great position. And I think that their defensive performance is going to will them to victory. I think they're going to make just enough offensive plays to get the job done and be able to hold this Atlanta offense to a low scoring game. And I don't think Atlanta offense will be able to do much against this New York Jets defense. And then on top of that, the guy running this offense, even though he's been doing a great job of getting Bijan the ball, I still don't trust him against a defense like this. So I'm taking the Jets in this. I'm taking the Jets at home. I give them the upper hand. That defense is going to really spark them in this win. High energy game, low scoring game. So give me the Jets 17-16. Final score of this game. They find a way to get it done at home.
And I'm glad you got this one first because I didn't pick this game yet because I wasn't sure which way I wanted to go on this one as well. And I was really wanting to pull for the Jets, but I just don't see how they're going to score points. Is the only thing. I mean, and that's what
Hey,
struggling with.
I need W's, and I need W's on the other side of people probably gonna pick. So I got to go the opposite way in this.
But no, but I'm honestly like, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the Falcons. But I wanted to take the Jets to this one because I was like, okay. This Jets defense could show up. This Jets defense could show up and really make life hell on Desmond Ridder. You know what I mean? And then also, they can be pretty stout and make it tough on Bijan as well. You know what I'm saying? And so if I'm thinking, okay, let's say this Jets defense holds this Atlanta Falcons offense to 13 points. I don't know if Tim Boyle can get me 14 points, Chop. I don't. So I'm taking Atlanta 13-10 to get this done, man. I think, like I said, I think it is going to be a game in which that defense can kind of muck this up and keep this one going. But I think it's just going to be terribly ugly offense on the other side for the Jets, and they just can't do anything with maybe a turnover or two, or maybe just pinning the Falcons down in their own short part of the field so that they get good field position on the other side. I can see all these things happening, but I just struggle to see Tim Boyle realistically moving the ball, especially like you said, man. You just shouted him out. Jesse Bates been playing phenomenal football all year as well. And so what's Tim Boyle going to do with Jesse Bates back there in the back end? I just don't see them capitalizing. So I'm going to go, 13-10? I'm going 13-10 Falcons to get it done on the road.
Well, since you don't know how it's gonna get done, I think it's about time. Let me sprinkle a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Sprinkle just a little bit, though. I ain't gonna put too much. This don't need much seasoning here. Let me get some Breece Hall in this game. Over 100 yards from scrimmage from Breece Hall this game, and I'm gonna give him a couple. Give him a couple touchdowns, man. But these gonna be tough touchdowns for him. Give Breece Hall a couple touchdowns in this game. He's gonna be the leader of this offense, and he's gonna help carry this team to a W. Help keep the ball control. You know, he's gonna have one of those games. Give me Breece Hall in this one, dog.
It'd have to be. He'll have to break one. But like I said, it feels like it's been a while since we seen him get loose or get busy.
Which means he's due.
Take it.
That means he's due.
Yeah, you're right. You so right. You so right.
I got you. All right, on to the next one, Willie Jack. And of course, I'm gonna turn this one over to you. We got the Arizona Cardinals going to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Tell them why you got the Steelers in this game, Willie Jack.
Come on, man, because it's December football, baby. It's December football. We 7-4, and we got the Cardinals at home, man. So this is one that, and I won't go too hard on it, man. It's the Cardinals. I'm not going to oversell it, but they're struggling. So we've got a struggling Cardinals team. They came off a very ugly loss to your Rams, and honestly, I think seeing you guys and how you guys really affected, how you guys were able to run it up on them, 37 points, and Puka Cup and Poop. What you gave him a nickname, man?
Puka Coop
didn't touch 50 yards combined, and they put up 37 points in this Cardinals defense. And I know there was a stretch of the season in which we all wanted to see Jaylen Warren more so than Najee, but it feels like since that point, Najee's been quietly been out playing Warren. Realistically, I mean, he just has, and so and he's coming off a very impressive game just this last week. Go 15 for 99. He had over 100. Then to close out the game, he had a couple games that took him back down at 100. But seeing you guys put up almost 250 rushing yards against this Cardinals team and finish it off, that bodes well for me and my Steelers. What we still want to do, like I said, Matt Cannon is out the building. We still got Kenny Pickett back there. Now he's throwing the ball to the middle of the field, but if we can run for 200 yards, we can get around all of that anyway, because that's another thing that's been going well for us has been our run game. And so I'm looking for Najee and Jaylen Warren to tee off in this game. I'm giving both of them 100 yards, Chop. I'm giving both of them 100 yards today. Jaylen and Najee, 100 yards apiece in this game, and we're going to get this one done, man. We found a way to move the ball. We're getting yardage. We still haven't scored points. I'm also hoping that I think this may be the first game we kind of put it together. And so we're going to get the yardage. That 400-yard mark should be attainable, especially with both my running backs going crazy today, like I think we will. And so I think we get over 400 yards. And also, man, I don't know if we scored 28 points this year. I'm going 28-13 Pittsburgh to finally kind of show some signs of true offensive potential in this game against which should be a JV opponent. So should be a big day for us offensively and defensively. I'm looking for TJ to get about. I'm looking for TJ. No, I'm not even going to just put it on just TJ. I'm looking for our defense to get 5 sacks in this game as well. I think this one just matches up for us, man. It should be a lamb to the slaughter. So we should handle business. So give me my dog. Give me the good guys at home, man. 28-13 to get this done.
I got you, Willie Jack. And I'm gonna do something a little different this time, man, because I see people commenting here, and I'm gonna use the comments in here
Yeah.
to segue to my point. You know what I mean? We got Zach came in here, man. Zach agrees with you. He said
Come on, he
Najee
know
and
what's going
Warren.
on.
He says Najee and Warren, each going for over 100. You know what I'm saying? And at least a score each. You know what I'm saying? So that's big time performances there. Zach dropping nuggets of his own.
Yeah.
We also right after him, of course, Mike Baker come in. He says, "Here we go." You know he's
Come
a
on,
Steelers
my
fan.
brethren. He know what's going on.
Sis in the building. He say, "Hey, my brother just reminded y'all. You know what I mean? Let's go, Najee. You know what I mean? So, hey, I want to use that. Because the crazy part is, I kind of expected this of you guys. I expected this. It makes sense. But that's also the reason why y'all tripping. Okay, that's also because y'all just automatically assume that the Pittsburgh offensive coordinator, after they just fired Canada, is Sean McVay. Hold on now, slow down. Okay, I need y'all to slow down on that. You know what I mean? Because I think y'all assuming, which assuming is gonna get y'all in trouble. You know what I mean? Okay. Which is the reason why I got the Arizona Cardinals in this game. Okay, ooh. I got the Arizona Cardinals in this game because one.
Where's the pattern?
Listen, let me tell you about the pattern. Let me tell you about this pattern. Okay, since Chop identified it, you know what I mean. Everybody's just seen it, and they're like, "Oh man, I think Chop man caught on. I think we're gonna have to switch this up a little bit, throw a little wrinkle in the game. They're gonna switch the W's and L's. You know what I'm saying? So y'all gonna get an L this week and probably a W next week. We'll see who y'all playing next week. But I'm going Arizona in this game. I think I'm still not sold on this offense. Yeah, y'all put up 400 yards last week and 16 points. That tells me there's still issues with it because the whole purpose of getting yards is to get closer to the end zone. You know what I'm saying? The reason you want to be closer to the end zone is to put the ball into the end zone and score. You know what I mean? And y'all weren't able to do that. So that tells me there's still issues there, still things to clean up. I understand Kyron Williams had a really good game against the Cardinals last week, but I don't know if that's going to be exactly the same, knowing what the Steelers are going to try to do. I think Arizona coming into this game is like, okay, they're going to beat us. It's going to have to be on the ground because I still don't trust Kenny Pickett. I still don't trust Kenny Pickett in that passing offense. I still have to see more. I want them to come out. And if you're truly that better team, and which I kind of do think they're a better team, you still got to show it. You got to come out there and perform. On the other side of that, Kyler Murray is still over there, man. He's a game changer. He can change the game on his own. You know what I mean? And I know y'all got a great pass rush, but the guy y'all pass rushing is not easy, to get down. It won't be easy to just, line up your angles and rush off the edge because if he finds a lane, he's going to create some time, create some space, and he's going to be able to probably hit some guys down the field, if not get some yardage on his own. So because of that, I'm going Cardinals, man. I don't trust the Steelers offense, and I think Kyler's going to have him win this game. He's going to have him a decent game. He's going to be able to make some plays or enough plays to get him a W in this game. I do got y'all scoring over 16 points, give y'all 20 in this one, but give me the Cardinals. I got the Cardinals scoring 24 in this game. So Cardinals 24-20 on the road. I apologize, Mike, and my partner Willie Jack, but I'm going with the Cardinals in this one, man. I need to catch up. I need to catch up, dog.
Hey, look here, man. It be on, man. That's what they say. It be on. I hate it to be you, Fredo. That's how I'm feeling right now. I feel betrayed. Man. But that's all good. You know what I'm saying? Chop been wondering why he getting smoked in the pick him, and then he doing stuff like that. I thought maybe it was something going on. No, you'd have just lost your mind. That's all it is.
Hey man, sometimes when I be picking these games, I go crazy, man. I've been taking so many L's, man, that I'm going crazy. Okay, so bear with me, brother. Bear with me. Give me some time. Cut me some slack. All right.
No, I got you. I ain't mad at you. Go ahead and do your thing.
All right. On to the next one, Willie Jack. We got the Miami Dolphins going to Washington to take on the Commanders, Willie Jack, and I think this is going to be one of the more exciting games this week. Okay, looking at how both of these teams are constructed, I think this is going to be a very high-scoring game. I think both teams are going to be able to put up points. I think it's going to be similar to a shootout. I expect Tua and an offense to really get back on track. I know they've been able to win, and put together some of those performances, but we haven't seen one of those explosive performances, that we saw earlier in the season with Tyreek going off and Waddle and just the whole combination of people. Mostert, Achane is back this game, so he will be playing. So they do have their, I'm not going to say two-headed monster because he hasn't initially been there all season, but they have their two explosive guys back there in the backfield, and they're going against a Washington defense that it's pretty easy going. Going against
That's a
other
nice way to say it.
offenses. They're
That's a nice way to say
easy
it.
going. They're pretty passive. You know what I'm saying? They are very polite. You know what I'm saying? They let guys in. So
They was raised well.
they was raised well. They was raised well, man. Hey man, they are that team where if I had a daughter, man, hey, you can go holler at Washington. Washington is pretty nice. You know what I mean? They'll let you do your thing. But I think Miami is going to be able to do that and put up some points. On the other side of that, especially right after Miami losing their best pass rusher in Jalen Phillips, I think Miami is pretty friendly too. Now they've started to play a little bit better, but because of just the structure of this game and how things are going to work, I think Washington is going to be able to put up some points too. I can see Sam Howell spreading the ball all over the field. I also see Brian Robinson, having a solid game on the ground. Being able to add a little bit of balance to this offense, and I expect Eric Bieniemy to come out and put some good stuff together for this team. But I still got Miami winning it. I don't think Commanders quite have enough to surpass the Dolphins in this game, but I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. So give me my final score, Willie Jack. Give me 38-34, man. 38-34. I got the Dolphins on a roll winning against the Commanders team, man. I think they have an explosive performance. I think Tua goes off. Hill goes off. Like, their guys go off. Of course, over 100. Give them over 150 this game. Tyreek Hill and the touchdown. Tua is going for over 300 in this one as well. And then give Sam Howell. Sam Howell is going to throw the ball a lot in this game, so give him over 350 yards passing and a couple touchdowns too, man. So that's where I'm going in this game, but I got Miami winning it on the road.
I'm writing down. I'm writing all these down.
And you're good. And go ahead, write them on down. And then we got a couple comments in here.
Yeah, go ahead and get into some of these comments.
And Zach comes in here. He said, "Can you explain the Achane hype? He's electric, but he's 180 pounds. He's had 3 injuries that have caused missed time. He can't be the workhorse." You're absolutely right, Zach. He cannot be the workhorse. And I think the reason why he has the hype is because even in the little amount of time he's touched the ball, he's been explosive. Like, he's had large yardage totals with the little touches that he's had. So I think that's part of the reason why, he gets a little bit of that hype, is because he's so dangerous with the ball in his hand. Like, in the 3 full games that he's played, the first game he had 11 total rushing attempts, just 11 rushing attempts. He had 151 yards. Like, if you go tell me a guy had 151 yards, rushing just on the ground, yeah, you probably gonna say, yeah, he probably had like at least 20, 25 carries in this game. No, he had 11, just 11 carries, 151 yards. The very next game, only 8 carries, but 108 yards. Like, it's been, and then the next game after that, he had more carries. He had 18, but 203 yards. So it's like, I don't know, it wasn't just a flash in the pan. Oftentimes we see these guys have these explosive performances. For example, Keaton Mitchell. He had his one explosive performance, and then boom, after that, he kind of calmed down a little bit. He didn't go over 100 after that. But you see 3 back-to-back performances like this, it's like, okay, he's showing consistency here. This guy really can be explosive. So I think that's where the hype comes from on that one, ZB, and aka Zach the Mac, because I think he's shown consistency, but yeah, I don't think he's one of those guys where you want to run 20 times a game, because he's too small. He can't carry that type of load. But you definitely want to get him the ball in space, though. That's for sure.
No, and I want to touch on this one as well. So I'm glad you did pull it. And so I like I said, I'm glad you pulled out those numbers, because like I said, I don't think it's hype, because like I said, he put something to it. You know what I mean? So he showed up and showed out. And I think what it is for him, and it's very early. He's had 6 game appearances so far this year, 3 of them absolutely stellar. And those are just the 3 starts that Chop talked about. Because I think there was a couple games earlier, once he kind of started getting worked in, before he supplanted Mostert, before then getting injured, in which he still was extremely electric. And so he offers you the same style of explosive electric play opportunities and et cetera that you get for Tyreek. Well, he gives it to you in the backfield. And so that just has to be properly harnessed. And so I'm not going to go as far as to say that he can't be number one, because also you got to remember as well, and college is college, and it is what it is, but it still kind of gives us a history. Saquon was injured in college; he's injured in the league, and so I'm not just trying to pick on Saquon, but I'm just saying we can make parallels, because sometimes injuries just kind of plague players throughout their football careers, not just NFL football careers. He was a lead back at Texas A&M. That's still SEC football at this time, whatever that's worth. But he was a lead guy there. It took a pounding, man. This is a guy that took over 200 yards of carry when he was coming out of A&M. I remember watching him in the draft process or whatever the case, especially with his speed. And so I don't necessarily want to already just put that injury tag on him now, because injuries are a part of this game. You know what I mean? And so you can't get away from them. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're Frank Gore. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, especially playing that position, you can't get away from injuries. So I don't necessarily want to label him too soon with I don't want to give him that injury bug or injury prone label just too soon, because just knowing injuries are a part of this game. But no, when he's been on the field, he's been electric. Like I say, there's nobody more dangerous touching the ball from a handoff than Devin Achane when he was on the field healthy. And you know what I mean? Not to say he's the best, but there's nobody more dangerous when they give him the ball, and especially in that scheme as wide open as everything is, because of all the speed you have on the outside. It makes him that much more valuable, like I said, especially to that scheme. And so I think maybe you just have to kind of craft the way he can still be your lead guy, but maybe you are more mindful of the way you use him. But wait, man, I didn't get to give a score and give a talk on that game.
Yeah. So jump into the game. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, my fault. But no, getting back to it as well. And now you stole a little bit of my thunder on this one, because this is where my player of the week was going. This is the game I had my player of the weekend.
My fault, bro. My fault.
It's all good.
Well, that should solidify. You know what I'm saying? That should solidify him being one of the performers of the week. That because if I put my stamp on it, we know it's good.
But not realistically, and I like where you went here, because I definitely do think this is a game in which we can get a lot of points in this one as well. And so the same thing, man, that we've seen for this Commanders, the problem that's plagued them all year. And Chop, I don't know if you remember, but you know what I'm about to say. DJ Moore still somewhere butt naked in the back of Washington Commanders end zone. It's the same secondary. It ain't changed. AJ Brown still somewhere back there butt ass naked, boy, in the back of the end zone in Washington right now, jigging. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely expect that this is a game in which Tyreek, it goes crazy in this game. This is the type of game I can see. And so honestly, I've got Tyreek, man, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns in this game as well. And I also think it's I think it's got a chance to be a higher scoring game. I didn't go as high as you. I've got Miami 31, but I've got it 31-27 in this game, because same as you, I also think Sam Howell and that Eric Bieniemy-led offense, I think they'll also be able to compete and find a way to score points. That Vic Fangio defense for the Dolphins, they are playing a lot better, especially with Jalen Ramsey being back in the fold, who's been playing lights out since he's been back now for 3 weeks, I want to say. And so
like that. Probably no, I think a little bit longer
it's
than
been
that.
A month. It may have been 4 weeks then. It may have been a month then. But he's been playing great since he's been back. The Jalen Phillips injury definitely does hamper, hurt them as far as their pass rush goes. But I still think this is a team that's going to win with their speed and win boat racing you up and down the field, and that which should lend to exciting football, because Sam Howell just needs an excuse to throw 60 pass attempts. You know what I'm saying? So he can get off as well. And so I like your total as well for Howell. I also had him down with a 300-yard plus day, but I think it's going to be exciting when it goes back and forth. But I've got the Dolphins pulling away, and I've got it 31-27.
Gotcha. All right, Willie Jack. There we go, man. There we go. Well, we still got the second half of the show, man. Willie Jack already came with his performer of the week this week. I still got mine on the other side of the show. And then we also got to touch on the game of the week, man. So y'all stay tuned. Just a quick word from the sponsor.
Let's go.
Today's episode of Let the Film Speak, hosted by the wonderfully handsome and intelligent brothers of Let the Film Speak. That's Chop and your main man, Willie Jack. You feel me? Also brought to you by the Three Amigos. Y'all know them and you love them, man. That's the Three Amigos. That's like, that's share, that's subscribe, that's 3 the hard way, that's a 3-piece spicy. You cannot go wrong. Now, I say the same thing every week, so y'all can say that at home with me. I know y'all ready for it. Here we go. It's Three Amigos, but it's 4 parts to this process, big dog. First, you just got to tap in. Like my dog said, man, come in, tap in, just say what's up, man. Just holler. Hey, what's up, Three Amigos, man? Like, share, subscribe. Hey, Chop, man, Willie, man, what's going on, man? It's cool I sit on the couch? For sure. Y'all got something cold to drink? Oh, man, my man. Yeah. Oh, yeah, by the way, man, I'm a Broncos fan. That's all you got to do. That's it. That's easy. And Chop, come in, sit down, get comfortable, get a cool adult beverage, and let us know who you ride with, big dog. Then tell a friend. Like, man, that's a nice feeling here, ain't it? Man, it's cool, man. My homeboy was out. He was down. Man, it's cool. I can tell a friend. Tell a friend, man. And you know what? Even better than that, you can tell your friend to tell a friend. Guess what? There's more. You can tell your friend to bring his partner too. Bring one more because we need 4, man. Bring them up into the penthouse. Tap in with your dogs, man. Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. You know we don't wear no watches. We ain't got nowhere else to be but in here kicking football flavor with the fam. And now back to the regularly scheduled program.
All right. All right, man. Now trying to jump into the second half, Willie Jack.
Let's
and we're
go.
gonna start it off like this, man. This is a game I also thought could have been a game of the week, but I decided to go with the obvious one. And y'all probably know what it is when we get to it. But this is the Denver Broncos going to Houston to take on the Texans, man. I think this is a really good game as well, in terms of what it looks like on the slate. We got the Broncos, who's been hot. And then we got the Texans, who've been surprising all year long. You know, I think this is a really good matchup. Willie Jack, who you got in this one?
Man, yeah, just like you said, man. So we've got the Texans coming off of a tough, close loss with the Jaguars, a game in which they came back at the end and almost gave themselves a chance to kind of maybe get in overtime to see what happens. Then you've got a hot Broncos team, man. A Broncos team that's won 5 in a row, but 5 in a row in a way that still doesn't imbue much confidence in them as a team. But they are traveling on the road against a very young Texans team. Defense travels, all those defensive run games, they generally travel. You're not asking Russ to do a lot in the pass game anyway. And so the question is going to be, can Pat Surtain and Justin Simmons and the rest of that defense, can they do enough to harness and get after C.J. Stroud in that running game? In that passing game? You are getting quality run production for the most part from Devin Singletary. Dameon Pierce is also expected to be back in this game as well, so maybe they work him in and get a real kind of thunder and lightning combo going. Man, it's the young gun, man, CJ, or that Broncos defense, man. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I told my where's Tom at? I told my dog Tom I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'll take Christ Jr., man. I'll take CJ Stroud at home to bounce back. To bounce back, man, and get back in the win column, and to give this new iteration of the Broncos, man, give them their first loss that they've had in a while. But it's not gonna be easy at all. I definitely think, like I said, this Broncos defense is playing pretty legit, and so I think it is gonna be a very tough, hard fought win. But I'm gonna go 24-20, Houston getting this win at the crib.
Gotcha. And Willie Jack, I'm going the same way, man. I'm going the same way. Even with the way that the Broncos have been playing on their style of offense, what they like to do is they really like to run the ball. They've been playing their game, and that's how they've been coming up with these W's. They've been playing their game, and they've been running the ball, and then off of that, as long as they're able to run the ball successfully, they're able to pass off of that play action, and use that to find some easy throws. And then here and there, you know, they spice it up a little bit with a little bit of Russell Wilson scramble. You know, we're starting to see a little bit of what we used to see from him at this point or at this stage in his career. So we're starting to see a little bit of that. I think that the Texans, and one, they've been pretty good against the run all year. I think they put a hold of that. They put a hold of that, which is going to put more pressure on Russell Wilson and them being able to pass the ball to win this game. They're going to force them to pass the ball to win this game. And I also think that's going to be a little bit tough on them. With Derek Stingley being healthy, he's playing some really good ball. And that just their overall secondary. I don't think the Denver Broncos are built to win a game just strictly passing the ball. With Russell Wilson throwing the ball high 30s to low 40s. And in terms of attempts in this particular game, I don't think they're built that way. On the other side of that, I think this is a Devin Singletary game. I think this is we haven't seen the Houston Texans run offense all season long until Dameon Pierce went out and Devin Singletary became the starter. He went back-to-back 100-yard games. Now, this past game he didn't, but I expect this to be another one of those. You know, I think Denver is going to come in this game gearing up to guard those receivers and Tank Dell and Nico Collins and be able to stop them on the outside. But I think that's going to open up things for this Devin Singletary and this run offense. So just to throw another little sprinkle in there, I'm going up 100 yards for Devin Singletary too. I think this is a very important and big game for him. I think he shows up and you know, helps this offense be successful in this game against a defense that's been very stingy as of late, and help them come away with the W in this game. I got the Texans winning this one, and I think C.J. Stroud just makes enough plays throughout this game to help get them over the hump. So give me the Texans at home in this game. I go 23-20. 23-20 Texas win this game at home off of on the back of Devin Singletary in this game and C.J. Stroud just making enough plays necessary to get it done.
And then our dog, man, I think I spoke him up. My dog, Terrible Tom Walker, is in the building. He said he's right on time, man, to catch his Houston, Texas talk for sure. That also, man, another one of our dogs in the building, man. Our dog Miles is slid in this thing, man. What's up to the people, man? Hey, we appreciate both of y'all for sure. But yeah, man. Hey, Tom, man, look, Chop finally asked for a cup of Kool-Aid, dog. He finally taking to Texas this week. I feel like
let me taste it, man. I didn't trust him. You know what I'm saying? I've been in this crib a few times. I don't necessarily I don't know about his cooking. You know what I'm saying? But I at least try some Kool-Aid. Maybe I try some Kool-Aid and work my way into the cooking. You know what I'm saying? Before we get to the stove action, let me taste a little bit of Kool-Aid, and then we can work our way, forward. So yeah, I'll taste it this time.
If you gotta work, you can't just dive right in somebody's potato salad. You don't know.
I ain't diving straight into no potato salad, no dressing. Like I gotta know that you really for real before I jump into that realm. You know what I'm saying? Just so you give me a little bit of Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? Well, you should know how to make that.
For sure.
On to the next one, Willie Jack. We got the Carolina Panthers going to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. I'm going Buccaneers at home, man. These Panthers are just, they're too all over the place. Now, I thought about it. Now, this is one of those games I would think about with any other team because of just how they normally play after losing a head coach again. So the Carolina Panthers, of course, we all know they fired Frank Reich. So now they're going into this game under a new head coach. And we're interim head coach for the rest of this season. Usually the team comes out fired up. They come out ready to go. But I just haven't seen enough from this team to really expect them to come out and do enough to win this game. Like, I don't see that. The offensive line is horrible. And going against this Tampa Bay defense and their front seven, I think that's going to be a lot of trouble for Bryce Young. He's going to be putting a lot of pressure. And I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. The defense, their pass defense, has actually started to step up a little bit, okay, which could be trouble for Baker Mayfield. But I think they have enough in terms of the ground game and just in terms of everything that they have on the offensive side of the ball to be able to get it done. And the Panthers are going to give them extra opportunities too. So I expect them to have a few mistakes. And yeah, give me the Bucs at home in this one. And also the Bucs need this win too to stay in playoff contention. So I got the Bucs at home. They need this win a lot more. So Bucs win this one in a lower scoring fashion, 20 to 16, man. 20 to 16, Bucs win this one at home.
No, I got you. And honestly, I'm writing down your score for you. I got you. Hold on. Okay, yeah, 2016. Okay, I got you. I'm going the same way as you, man. Oh man, yeah. Hey, I see. Hey, ZB, man. Hey, man, not at all. Hey, not at all.
I think he misspelled toilet bowl. He meant to spell it.
Yeah, exactly. That's a more apt description for sure. But I'll be short and sweet on this one as well. Just like you said, the Bucs, they've been kind of close, but they've never really kind of got over the hump, so to speak. And I think this is a game in which, and I don't know if they ever get over that hump, but this is a game in which they need to pick up to kind of keep those hopes alive. And it's a game you should pick up against a weak opponent who's coming to your crib. So I've got them winning this one 24-13. I think this is a big game as well, potentially for Mike Evans as well. That he's 150 yards short of like 11,000 or I saw some style of milestone that Mike Evans is closing in on. No, he's 150 yards short of having his 10th consecutive 1,000-yard season. I think that's what it is. Something like that. Now, I don't know if he gets all 150 in this game, but he's heading towards that mark. So I imagine with that number being an approachable number, that I think they will come out and kind of air this thing out a little bit and see if they can get him going early and often, especially in this game in which you could probably stand to kind of take a couple more shots or whatnot because the opponent's so soft. Now, for the Panthers on the other side, they say you do have the new coaching staff taking over, and then they brought like 6 dudes off of IR. I think J.C. Horn is back in this game. Ettore Gross-Matos, he's a pass rusher they drafted. I want to say out of not Penn State. Maybe it was Penn State a couple years ago. He's back in this game as well. And they've got Jeremy Chin. Jeremy Chin's also back in this game, man, like a hard-hitting kind of box style hybrid safety linebacker guy. So he's also going to be in this game as well. So I am curious to see what that Panthers defense looks like, kind of getting back a lot of those weapons. But and it's in the same breath, though, man, we just haven't seen it from Bryce Young in that offense. Adam Thielen. You feeling froggy? So you feeling froggy? Go ahead. Let me get out your way.
You said J.C. Horn, Jeremy Chin, and Gross Matos.
And Gross Matos all back in this one. If I seen the right report, all back.
So this is basically gonna come down to if I trust Willie Jack's report or not.
I wouldn't lie to you, big dog.
And then on the other side, you got Jamel Dean, Devin White. Yeah, nah, I ain't gonna do it. I'm sticking with it.
Hey, I'm gonna let you do what you gotta do. Hey, my dog LB, man, he said free Bryce. Man, do you mean like discount Al, or what do you mean when you say free him? Because I don't know if he's a guy that's being held back. You know what I'm saying? No, it's ugly in Carolina. He's too young for us to just cancel Christmas on him. But no, man, I'm curious to see what they do next year with the next step they bring in. But no, I don't know if I said it, so I'll say it one more time. I ain't gonna take a Tampa Bay to get it done. I'm going 24-13.
I'm still thinking about it, Willie Jack. I'm still thinking about it.
Hey, take your time.
I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. Let's keep it pushing, man, before I start thinking too long.
Yeah,
Let's go to my boys, man. Let's go to my boys. We got the Cleveland Browns. They coming to Los Angeles, baby. They coming to Los Angeles to take on my Rams. And let me tell you why the Rams will win this game, okay?
Okay.
Right. And well, let me give you the keys to the game, and then kind of break it down and let you know how this game is gonna play out. So I got the Rams in this particular game. Okay, the Browns coming into this game will be starting Joe Flacco, man. Joe Flacco will be getting the start this particular game. The last time we seen Joe Flacco, the guy's a sitting duck. You know what I mean? He's a sitting duck. Now, he can throw it, but he's a sitting duck in the pocket, man. No movement. He's older. So you telling me he's a year older, hasn't played a game, only has a week or two of practice, and he's supposed to come out and get this team to a W. To me, what that means is I expect us to get home a lot. I expect at least 5 sacks for the Los Angeles Rams. I'm calling 2 for Aaron Donald. Go ahead and write that down. 2.
I got you.
5 on a day. 2 for Aaron Donald and 5 on a day. I expect them to be, like I said, more of a sitting duck in this particular pocket, unless they come up with a scheme to try to, get the ball out of his hands pretty fast. So I expect a lot of that. But that also worries me because if we don't get home, if we don't get home this game, this could be a decent day for Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper could have a decent day. And then also I'm worried about the run game. That's another one of the aspects that I'm worried about in terms of Cleveland Browns. If they come out here and say, you know what, we focus on the run. That's all we're going to do. We're going to run the ball down the Los Angeles throat. I think that's an area that we need to focus on. I think we need to scheme up and make sure we got a lot of bodies in the box. Okay, a lot of bodies in the box. We don't want them to open up things in the run game, which will ultimately create more in the passing game too. So that's what we don't want. So I expect us to continue to do that. And on offense, I don't expect the Rams to be explosive on offense either. Kyron Williams, I don't think will have the game that he had last week. I think that he's going to slow down a little bit because of the defense of this Cleveland Browns team. Now, another key to it though, Myles Garrett is questionable in this game. He's questionable, so I'm not sure if he'll actually come out and play. If he doesn't come out and play, I think that makes a world of difference in this particular game. I think it's going to be harder. Harder for this hard for them to really, generate some pressure and try to get after Stafford. But then also going to force them to try to put more bodies in on the run game for us too. So I don't expect the Rams overall to really light it up in this game, but I think the important thing is going to be for us to continue to run the ball, to stay balanced. And if we can stay balanced, I think that'll do enough for us to put a couple points on the board, but also just keep Cleveland at bay. Keep Cleveland at bay. And this is one of the few games of the year I think our defense can help us really win this one because our defense hasn't been bad. As we talked about last week, going against Kyler Murray and holding them to only a couple touchdowns. I think we could play well in this game. So give me the Rams at home 17-9. 17-9. I think we hold Cleveland tight in this particular game. And if we really do what we set out to do and put together the right scheme, we can come away with the W. So give me the Rams at home.
Okay. And you know what? See, now you didn't slow me because see, I didn't know that. Well, I seen that Myles Garrett earlier in the week was that they had mentioned he got banged up, but I didn't know there was a chance he made. Do we know his status for the game? Because
I'm gonna
this
look.
is
I'm
my
gonna see. I'm gonna see.
yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can see it again.
Yeah, have they updated it? Because I need to know. Because this is a game that I was really thinking like, and then we got good comments as well. I'm gonna wait to give my pick while you let me know if Myles Garrett is playing now, because that's critical. That's critical right now. But we got a couple folks in here, man. Our dog Miles said, "Hi, it's Flacco in the league." I tell you how, because you lose to Deshaun Watson, who wasn't playing like much anyway. Then you get DTR in there, who's not playing like much. Then he gets hurt. You had PJ Walker. He didn't do nothing but throw 5 interceptions and 1 touchdown when you let him start. So they had to get somebody in that building for sure. And so they go get Cool Joe. He knows the division for sure. Spent a lot of time in that AFC North. And then here's another thing about Joe Flacco. He was last with the Jets for sure.
Myles Garrett is playing.
Okay.
He's playing.
Okay, there we go. That's that. I needed to know that. But then finishing up on Flacco, he was with the Jets last time we saw him, of course. But the thing about it is especially like if and I know we won't really remember, but early in the season last year when Flacco was starting to get some burn, kind of earlier in the year, I think he had Flacco's the one that beat the Ravens. When the Ravens went on the road and took an early loss to the Jets in the game they should have won, the Jets ended up coming back in that game, getting an onside kick recovery, etc. Flacco won there. And so the thing about it is he is a statue, like my dog Chop said, but if you could protect him, I mean, I don't see a reason why he still can't sling it. And he's the old enough guy, veteran guy, grizzled guy, depending on how fast or not he picked up this playbook, but he ain't gonna pick it up no slower than PJ Walker did. You know what I'm saying? When they brought in PJ Walker from the XFL and off somebody's practice roster. And so I think that he can be passable in this game because that defense is so stout. Because looking at y'all last week, 200 yards, over 200 yards, almost 250 yards total rushing in that game. Kyrie Irving goes crazy for almost 200 of them himself. I don't know if you're doing that against Myles Garrett in that defense. And then also that secondary for the Browns may be the best unit overall. That might be the best overall secondary in the league right now. And so we got Poopa Scoop coming off of a game in which they only combined for 50 yards. Now, they didn't need them necessarily, but I don't necessarily know if this is the game that they get back on track with this defense coming into play. You got Myles Garrett, who's ready to tee off against a weak Rams offensive line as far as passing the ball goes. So, man, this could be.
Well, let me give you some other news. Denzel Ward is out. Denzel Ward is out.
Oh, damn. Damn, that hurts. See, that hurts. That does hurt. I'm not gonna lie. That's big, man. That's big. Damn, okay. Damn.
I need
I'm gonna go ahead and take the Browns, man. I'm gonna take the Browns on the road on the strength of that defense. And then just like my dog Miles just said, man, they're gonna run the ball. I think they definitely they're not gonna put this on Flacco on his first showing. But I do like the thought of Amari Cooper against Akello Witherspoon. You know what I'm saying? And he knows him as well anyway, because they played. Akello was with the Steelers last year, and so you know what I'm saying. Cooper's faced Akello Witherspoon, and then I can't even think of the other guy on the other side. But I do like the thought of Amari and Joe finding a connection. It may not be much. I don't think he's going to have a huge day, but 140-yard pass to Amari could be the difference in this game. And I think that's going to be possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think the Browns can go on the road and get this done, man, and steal one. I'll go 20-19 Browns on the road. I really think this is going to be a game in which this is another one of those Defensive Player of the Year highlight games that I think we may end up seeing from Myles Garrett. Now, I know he did get banged up, but, man, I really like the thought of him against y'all offensive line, both in the pass game and in the run game, and really just kind of just having his way up front. And I think that just make – I think y'all trade – that's why I gave y'all 19. I think y'all trade – y'all turn in threes instead of sevens, and it lets them hang around just long enough with Cleveland getting their own threes, and then we get that 140-yard pass that sets up a late touchdown in which the Browns go ahead and pull away or take the lead or something like this. So I got a 2019 Cleveland getting it done. Dang, I didn't realize Denzel Ward was going to be out, though. I didn't realize Denzel Ward was going to be out.
Yeah, that might mean Cooper
Yeah.
Kupp finna get busy. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
let's
didn't realize that. That Denzel Ward news is that I don't feel as confident. I'm not gonna lie to you.
okay. All right. Well, that's another one up on me, man. I appreciate that one, Willie Jack. Well, let's keep on pushing, man. We got the Kansas City Chiefs going to Green Bay to take on the Packers in this game, man. Who you got in this one, Willie Jack?
Oh man, I got Kansas City on the road to get this one done. This Packers team's playing well. It's just recency bias or whatever it is. Last time we saw them was Thanksgiving, and they went out there and got an impressive win against the Lions, the same Lions team who opened up this season beating the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? So if 1 and 1 makes 2, then this should equal 6. But it don't work like that. But so I do think Kansas City does get this done. But honestly, though, this Kansas City offense, they're not. This isn't a game, and I mean, it's just the same old story that we've seen all year. I don't necessarily think this is going to be a high scoring game, honestly, and I don't necessarily think that this is going to be a game that either side lights it up. But I do think with the competency and just ability to make the plays when he's got to have them from Patty, that we still get that as long as the other guys on the other side can hold the ball when I split your numbers between your chest on 4th down. As long as we can catch wide open 40-yard touchdown passes when the defender's 2 yards behind you. As long as we can do those things, then I still expect Kansas City to get this done. I do like the matchup I do like Kelsey in the middle of this defense for the Packers as well. Yeah, I really I don't see an avenue for the Packers to win this one. Like I said, that defense is playing better. Jordan Love has definitely picked it up these last, I want to say, like 3 weeks or so. That he's been playing ball as well. But all told, I think that Chiefs defense is too strong. And I think that even if there's a fight, if somehow the Packers are able to make this one kind of close, it's in Green Bay. It is December. This is the Sunday night game. It's going to be cold. You know what I mean? And so all these things kind of play into the Packers' hands to help them keep it close. But I think with the championship pedigree of Patty, it comes through. I'll take Kansas City 24-19 Kansas City. I think this is going to be. I think it is going to be a lower scoring game.
Gotcha. And I'm going Chiefs too. And I feel the same way too, Willie Jack. I think it's going to be a 23-13 game. 23-13 Chiefs on the road. I think they come away with this W in a way. It's going to be harder for them to come across points. So I'm talking about the Chiefs, by the way. It's going to be harder for them to come across points than it was last week. Last week, it was like, they kind of turned it up. And once they turned it up, it wasn't no turning down. They were able to put up enough points, put up 31. This game, I think it's going to be a little bit harder, and part of the reason why is because we know who they're going at. We know they're trying to get Kelsey the ball in space and try to create some of those matchups with him. But Jair Alexander is back too. So Jair won't be guarding Kelsey. I think they can put bodies on Kelsey. And Rashee Rice, even with him starting to step up and show that he can possibly be their number one receiver, I think with Jair Alexander puts a halt on that. So it doesn't allow them to really be as explosive as they would like to be, which is going to slow them down. Their run defense has been pretty solid too, led by Rashawn Gary up front for that particular team. So I don't see Isaiah Pacheco having a good game. I just expect this to be one of those patty games. One of those patty games to where, as hard as you make it, no matter who's not open, he's going to be extending plays left and right, making so many throws on the run. He may throw for over 300 yards this game, but not as many touchdowns. It won't equate to many points, but maybe a lot of field goals, maybe a touchdown or two. So I'll give them 23 in this game to rout the Packers, and the Packers put up 13. I just don't see the Packers being able to do much. I think that was fool's gold. I think a lot of people have taken the bait. I really don't think the Packers are as good, and it's going to show in this game with a little bit of pressure on Jordan Love, and we're going to see a couple of Jordan Love mistakes too, especially with Aaron Jones out this game. AJ Dillon hasn't shown to be able to do too much. So yeah, I think it was fool's gold, and I think they come back down to earth this game.
I got look. Speaking of taking that bait, man, our dog ZB in the chat, man, he said he's going ahead and take an upset, man. He's taking the Packers in the upset 27-20.
Okay.
So
All right.
we'll see.
All right. Well, shout out ZP, man. Shout out. I said ZP. Shout out ZB, aka Zach the Mac, man, for going for the upset, man. So we'll see how that plays out. On to Monday night, man. Monday night game. We got the Cincinnati Bengals going to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars, man. I thought this could be a very, very exciting game if we would have had your boy Joe Burrow, man. But of course, we're coming into this game with Jake Browning, and this game, I'm going Jaguars, man. Jaguars,
Okay.
I feel like are starting to hit their stride at the right time. They're starting to get hot. They're starting to, put everything together, and all of their playmakers are starting to show up between ETN and Ridley and Kirk and, Ingram. Here's another interesting thing, and I've been hearing this. I think I heard this on the radio too, but Ingram is on pace to shatter Deontay Johnson's record of catches without a touchdown. Deontay Johnson, I think he had like 80 some catches last year when he had all those catches without a touchdown. Ingram is on pace to having over 100 catches without a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy to see what's going on there. Maybe he gets in the end zone this game, maybe he doesn't. But I think the Jaguars are getting hot at the right time. They're starting to put everything together. Their defense is playing very well. The offensive line still is struggling with the Cincinnati Bengals. So I expect Josh Allen, the defensive end Josh Allen for the Jaguars, to have a pretty solid game, and I expect them just to play well in general. So yeah, give me a Jaguars at home. Cincinnati finds a way to score a touchdown or two, but I don't think it's going to be much to it's not going to be enough to get past this Jaguars team. So on Monday Night Football, give me the Jaguars. I got them winning this one 27-10.
27-10 Jaguars. Gotcha. I'll be short and sweet on this one as well, man. Like I said, Jake Browning ain't I just don't see him getting this done. And then also, man, with the Jaguars, just like you said, they have been playing since getting spanked at the crib by the Niners, and then they bounce back, and you get a good performance from Lawrence and the rest of that bunch in a tough Houston game, which you hold on and find a way to win that game. And so, just like you said, man, I think this is they're going to come across this little stretch where they can kind of get back in their groove and maybe start to pull away. So now you pick up that game against Houston. You don't get swept there. Houston's got a tough Denver matchup as well. You've got a soft Bengals matchup led by Jake Browning, so I don't expect much there. I've actually got a pretty similar score as well. I'm going. Did I have the same score? No, I'm going 24-10. I'm going 24-10 Jacksonville. I think Cincinnati and their defense, the defense it's a solid defense. And especially if they can get success with their pass rushers, with Trey Hendrickson and Sam Hubbard, when those guys are able to kind of be a nuisance, then that defense as a whole just plays so much better. And I think with this Jacksonville offensive line, namely at the tackle position, it's potential that Hendrickson and those guys could be an issue here and kind of maybe muck it up a little bit here and get out and maybe slow ETN down in the run game. And then if they can get after Trevor Lawrence, and so maybe that could be interesting there. But like I said, I just don't expect them to have a fighting chance offensively. So I'll go 24-10, Jacksonville getting it done.
Gotcha. All right, Willie Jack. All right,
yeah.
Okay, so
go
we
ahead.
go ahead.
Okay,
we'll do real quick. We won't spend too much time because y'all know this is not normally what we do on the show, but I think this big enough news, man. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna be paying attention to these games, man. But the final rankings have came out, for college football, man. And y'all know they got the playoff format and everything right now. So as follows, and it's on my TV too, Willie Jack. The number 1 seed is Michigan. Number 2 is Washington. Number 3 is Texas. And 4 is Alabama. So Michigan and Alabama will be going against each other. And then Washington and Texas will face off. All 4 of these teams competing for the college football championship. I don't follow it as much, Willie Jackson. You probably got a little bit more information in terms of this than me. But
let me tell you.
What's your thoughts, man?
Man, look, man, it was gonna be some smoke in the city. Hear me when about these rankings because of the way things feel. So Georgia's been dominant. Georgia's the two-time defending champ, and I think they've lost one game in 2 years. In the game they just lost the SEC championship to Alabama. Alabama's had one loss this year as well. Their only loss was to Texas. But in the rankings, Texas I think was number 7. Alabama was number 8. And so then the number 8 team, Alabama, they beat Georgia. You've got Michigan and Washington who just beat Oregon. It was a number 3 versus number 5 in the country matchup. So Washington wins that. So 1 and 2 I thought were set for sure. Michigan and Washington, that's there. That's fine. But then the question was going to be, well, how do you fill out 3 and 4? Because I thought that Georgia would fall to 4. Because we've seen that before as well, where the number 1, it happened to Alabama a time or two, where they've been the undefeated number 1 team in the country. They might lose the SEC championship. They lost it 1 year to Georgia, and I think another year they lost it to Auburn. But in those years, they dropped them to 4 because, for one, they're still the defending champs. And like I said, they've lost 1 game in 2 years. So I still was – it was hard for me to imagine that that Georgia was going to get left out as a 2-time defending champion. I think they've lost 2 games in 2 years, or maybe 2 games in 3 years. Something crazy. And so they get left out. But if Georgia's still going to be in, well, then the argument is, okay, well, Alabama just beat them. So Alabama's got to get in. Well, then it's like, okay, well, how's Alabama going to jump Texas? Texas beat Alabama. And so it was, and then also you've got Florida State, who went undefeated this year, but they playing that weak ass ACC. It is what it is. And also they lost their quarterback. They lost he was a Heisman hopeful. He wasn't the favorite, but he was a Heisman hopeful, Jordan Travis. They were undefeated. And so he's an undefeated Power 5 team. They're an old blue blood school, Florida State. You know what I mean? We know their history. And so they've got an argument to be in as well. Now, I didn't want them in. You went 12-0. That's cool. You struggled against a weak-ass Louisville team in your ACC championship game and a Louisville team that got smoked by a weak-ass Kentucky team. So there was a whole bunch of politics going on, man. It was a whole bunch of stuff going on. This is a very exciting kind of announcement for college football if you're into it. And so, man, to see what they end up doing, and this is the thing as well. I'm not mad at it, but at the same time, the math just don't quite math, because how do we have the 2-time defending champ not in there? But then, so somebody was going to get left out, and they let the person holding the short end of the stick be the defending champ, which is kind of wild. But man, that's nuts, man. Georgia doesn't get a chance to three-peat, or you know what I'm saying? Like that's wild. One loss in 2 years, bro. And you don't, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
It is crazy. It is crazy, man. All right, man. Let's bring it on back to the NFL, Willie Jack. And it's perfect timing, because after the Bengals Jaguars comes the game of the week, and it's the one that everybody's probably been waiting on, man. Especially everybody over in San Francisco. Yeah. Those guys have been waiting on this game for a while. We got the San Francisco 49ers going to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles for the game of the week, man. And if you're the 49ers, and just to set it up real quick, and I'll kick it over to you, Willie Jack. The 49ers all off season and going into this season, said things like, hey, if we wouldn't have lost our quarterback, we would have been right there with y'all, and we would have beat y'all. You know what I'm saying? So that's been the tune that the 49ers have been singing pretty much all off season. And then the Eagles are like, well, we were getting ready to dominate y'all anyway, so it didn't really matter. And they end up dominating y'all and beating y'all. So now we come back into this year. And here's the rematch. And they set it up on purpose, I think, to be in the same spot. It's going to be in Philly again. Philly at home, taking over the 49ers. And this game is big not only for that, but also possible first round bye implications. Only one team gets the bye, and these are the 2 top teams in the NFC as of right now. So going into this game, this is going to be huge for both teams. And I want to know what your thoughts are, really, Jack.
Man, say that last part again. I'm so sorry, because I didn't. Yeah, go ahead. Say that very last part again. Damn, man. Damn. Hey, that's my fault, because I was.
You good. So this is what I'm saying. Pretty much all I said was, this is a big game, essentially. A big game, not only for them, as this is a rematch, and it's going to be a hard-fought physical game, but also this could have huge implications on first round bye.
Okay,
depending on what happens in this game. So I wanted to know what your thoughts on this game. What you got? You know what I'm saying? Let's break this down.
Okay, that's what threw me off. Because when you said you were starting, in my mind,
well, I was setting it up for you. You know what I'm saying? I was giving it the big
hoorah,
you know what I'm saying? The firecrackers. You know what I'm saying? My fault. My bad.
I see what it is. So you're going to dodge the bullet and make me pick between the babies. Okay.
Oh, no. I'll pick for you right now. I already got my team. I'll tell you who I'm picking.
Okay. No, I got you. And so, no. Excellent matchup for sure. And man, they've been talking a little greasy now. Like the Eagles are hearing the noise. They're hearing people. I know, going into this game in the way that the Eagles are kind of chirping, it lets me know that they are hearing the outside noise. And so that worries me. You should be above the noise. You're a championship style of team, or that's how you should view yourselves. And so you should be oblivious to anything outside of the 53 guys in y'all locker room, or the 53 guys that line up on the 110 by 52.5-yard field when y'all go show up on Sundays. And so the fact that y'all feel like y'all have to justify beating them last year. Like, y'all beat them last year. Like, don't argue and try to justify why we beat y'all and we'll now come back and we're gonna do it again. Like, no, I think that weakens you in this fight. You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel like how Cincinnati got to talk a little too much about Burrow here when you just finna play Kansas City. What? Don't give them no extra juice. Just keep whooping their ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, just keep doing that. And so that kind of worries me, because you can't tell me it's not on your mind, or it's you know what I'm saying? Like, anything like that, I think it hampers you rather than helps you. Because the Niners have that same motivation, but keep it tucked. Keep it in the you know what I'm saying? Like, keep it in the tuck. You know what I mean? And then let it show when it's time to. You know what I mean? Like, play with that aggression. And so that's what worries me. But the fact that this game is in Philly, man, I still think that bodes well. It's an Eagles team that they're 10-1, but they just still haven't gave us the same look and feel this time last year, when I think they may have been 11-0 last year. Or no, maybe they were the same record last year, 10-1 this time last year as well. But it just doesn't have that same look and that same feel. You know what I mean? Like, that defense, the defense isn't playing to the level that it was last year as well. And that offense is scoring points, and they are putting up yardage, especially here recently, more so in the passing game. But it just still doesn't just look as smooth. You feel me? Like, it just something still just looks a little off. You've got a Niners team coming in there with all the motivation. They had their 3-game skid, so they got to get off. They got to get that out their system, and then they bounce back, and they've had 2 weeks. We right back at business. And so I think they are riding. I think they are riding a little hotter as far as just how they're playing. But the Eagles are battle tested, man. That win, that come from behind win in overtime against Big Josh and those Bills. So, like, this is, man, Chop, you gonna make me choose? All right, because I don't have it picked yet.
Well, how about this? Let me go ahead and jump in. Let you ponder on that a little bit more.
Yeah, man.
I'm just going to quote a guy over in Philadelphia after the game against the Bills once said, "Rain, sleet, or snow, the Eagles train to go." You know what I'm saying? Rain, sleet, or snow,
hey, I like that.
The Eagles train to go. Said by who Jeff would call his quarterback, Jalen Hurts, man. And when I heard that, I was like, man, that's different. That's different. Them boys cold. Them boys ready to go, man. It's rain, sleet, or snow. He letting everybody know, you know what it is. And that's part of the reason why I felt like, man, I'm going Eagles, because it wasn't just that, of course. You know, we can go into the comments all day long, but to me, it's more so the attitude of this particular team. This team all season long has had the attitude of, we let something slip out of our hands that was supposed to be ours last year, and that was the Super Bowl. We had it right there in our hands. It was right there, and we let it slip out of our hands, literally, you know, with the fumble, and it's ours for the taking. And we, by any means necessary, we don't care who's in front of us, who, no matter what, we coming to take what's ours. And that's the type of the attitude this team has. They've shown the championship pedigree, and regardless of any type of adversity they had to face all season long, they found a way to get it done. For the 49ers, I haven't necessarily seen it. When the going got tough for them, when their guy wasn't able to perform at his best at the QB position, they weren't able to pull together and come away with those W's still. Now, granted, they were banged up a little bit, but at the same time, I still didn't see that championship pedigree, that winning mentality that I saw with the Philadelphia Eagles. And that's part of the reason why I'm going Philly in this game. I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be hard fought. But I got Philadelphia winning this game. It's at home. They're welcoming all the smoke. You know what I'm saying? Debo Samuel's talking about James Bradbury being trash. You know what I'm saying? And just the trash talking going back and forth with what's the edge rusher that knocked out Brock Purdy.
Hassan
Reddick, and you know, a few of those guys.
AJ Brown got out there and said, "Man, y'all go ahead, look." You know what I'm saying? AJ Brown got involved a little bit.
Them boys is gonna come out ready. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like it's gonna be one of those games where it's gonna be tough. Yards are gonna be hard to come by, and Brock Purdy. I keep saying it all the time, and Brock Purdy has shown me I like Brock Purdy. I know I got the ball.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But ain't no test bigger than this one. This is the biggest test you gonna have all season. Not only you got the best team in the NFC, but you on the road with this one. So show up. Show up. Even if y'all come up with with an L in this game, show up though. I want to see you show up in this one. Show that if you go down, you can be the one to put the team back in the game with your arm. You know, you can make some plays and hit your receivers, you know, and make some of those plays. We know Debo and a lot of those guys are gonna show up, but it's gonna be on Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is gonna have that game to really put them over the hump or take them over the hump. So that's why I'm going Philly. I trust Jalen Hurts and those guys a little bit more. Jalen Hurts has shown me, like, hey, man, it don't matter. When it's time to go, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't scared at the moment. I'm going to be here regardless, and I'm here to make some plays. So give me the Philadelphia Eagles in this game at home. I got them winning this one 27 to no. Because these type of games, give me 30-23 in this game. 30-23.
Oh,
I think Philadelphia will be able to put up a few points, and it's also the reason why my performer of the week is going to be AJ Brown, man. If there is a guy that tends to show up in games like this when the adversity is at its high, you know what I'm saying? It's AJ Brown. You know what I'm saying? I can remember him in the Super Bowl getting double covered, going up and getting the ball. You know what I'm saying? Late down the field against two Kansas City Chiefs defenders. If nobody else shows up in this game, AJ Brown is going to show up. And if there's one thing or one area in which I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles can attack the San Francisco 49ers, it's in that secondary. They're already out Talanoa Hufanga for the rest of the season. So the secondary is where they're going to have to attack. I don't see them getting much going in the run game, you know. So give me AJ Brown as my performer of the week this week. 150 yards, give him 2 touchdowns, man. He's going to show up big time in this game. Philadelphia and the Eagles win this game 30-23 at home.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, man. That's wide, man. 7 points is too many in this game, man. I just feel like, because here's the thing as well, and I right now, and I've been sitting there listening to you talking. I've been thinking about it in my head. I've been going back and forth, and with the thing that keeps jumping out to me last week is when you told me that Big Josh and that Bills offense was going to have their way in the passing game against this Eagles defense.
See, that's Josh. That's Josh.
No, it is. It's true. But when I'm thinking Kyle Shanahan in the lab watching that film, and I'm like, man, Kyle, man. Kyle can find something to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking, okay, Kyle is the guy who can.
Here's the other point. Because if there's somebody else that needs to show up in big games, it's Kyle Shanahan. He got to show up.
Definitely true. And especially big games where you don't have the lead per se. You know what I'm saying? Remember we found that stat that was crazy or nuts. You know what I'm saying? As far as come from behind victories, he's like 0-26. It's something crazy like that.
Yeah.
And so I do hear that as well, because I'm sitting there thinking, man, I think the Niners are definitely a team where, like, they were a team where the sum was greater than the individual parts. But see, that ain't the case no more. They got individual parts now. You know what I'm saying? You got C-Mac, you got George Kittle, you got Brandon Ayuk is playing his ass off. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie, I think he can have himself a day against this secondary. I like Ayuk in both matchups, man. Against I think he's savvy. He's a very savvy route runner. You know what I'm saying? He's got good body control when he's in the air. I think he can hold his own against Darius Slay. And then I'm taking just about anybody of note 10 off against James Bradbury. I'm with them there. So I do like that matchup. Man, damn, man. All right, I'm taking the Eagles in this game. It's just hard to go. It's hard. They just so stacked, man, on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Even that defense, they're not playing as well, but they still just got all they've got all those bodies, especially up front, which is where the Niners want to kind of start. If they want to start up front. If the Niners control the trenches, it's game over. You know what I'm saying? They get Big Trent out there in motion. Go ahead.
That win last week. I'm sorry to cut you off. My fault.
No. Go ahead.
But that win last week to me was so impressive by the Philadelphia Eagles, bro. It was impressive.
It really was.
It was very, very impressive because Josh Allen and the Bills came out and did exactly what I felt like they could do, and I feel like what they were going to do. But
you
it
really
didn't
called
matter.
that, bro. You really said that.
It didn't matter, bro. Like they came out and I don't know if y'all be into it, the stuff that I be into, man. But when I be looking at, you know, how you act in certain situations. I'll be looking at body posture. I'll be looking at all those different types of things while you're in the midst of these games. When the Philadelphia Eagles had to kick the field goal and they went in from about 59 just to take the game to overtime, when you see Kelsey and Hurts on the sideline, like unfazed and pissed off, not pissed off because they like most people are like, we made that field goal. They were like pissed off, like, man, we shouldn't even be in this position. Why in the hell are we?
Man, why was that field goal 60 yards?
Why we could have went down here and scored this damn touchdown, the game could be over. Why are we in this position? And it was like they went in this game. I don't know. They gonna win because if Jalen Hurts gets the ball, he's gonna make sure they win. And sure enough, in overtime, after the Bills go down and go ahead 3,
yeah,
he comes down and they score a touchdown. Game over.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, man. I like what you did there. And honestly, that just what you said, man. When you've got to have it in those big moments, when the game's been on the line, and you made this point, and that's a very good point. Jalen Hurts has shown us that he can step up and get it done. We haven't seen that necessarily from Brock Purdy, and then also even from Kyle Shanahan as well. All very good points, man. I'm gonna take Philly. I'm gonna take Philly at the crib. I'm going 30. I'm gonna go 34. I'm gonna go 34-31 because I do still think that there is gonna be some openings there for that Niners offense to exploit against that Eagles defense. Like I said, an Eagles defense that hasn't been particularly strong against the passing game. And then, like I said, man, the Niners up front. If the Niners can get success at the line of scrimmage against that Vonta Eagles defensive line, man. Jordan Davis is playing great football. You still got the youngster in Jalen Carter. You got the OG in Fletcher Cox, BG Brandon Graham. He's still giving you quality snaps as well. Josh Sweat. So they've got so many bodies to throw at you. And then still, we haven't even talked about the guy who put Brock Purdy out last season as well, Hassan Reddick. They just got so many bodies to throw at you up front that I really – it just, yeah, man.
Part of the reason that Brock Purdy was out that game was because of Kyle Shanahan, because he tried to put a tight end on Hassan Reddick.
Yeah, that was definitely poor scheming right there. They sometimes these offensive coordinators outsmart themselves. Like, I know what we'll do. We'll use our third string tight end to block the edge rusher, the third most leading sack get. Hassan Reddick finished with damn near 20 sacks that year. We'll block him with the third tight end. It wasn't even Kittle. You know what I'm saying? That was nuts. No, you made some damn good points in this one, man. I was trying to find a way to pull the Niners in this one. I was trying to find a way, but I just can't do it, man. Like I said, I'm going 34-31. I think this is going to be a very exciting game. I think the Niners keep better pace, though. Like I said, 7 games feels wide in this game, man. I think this is going to be one that they're going to go back and forth. And I think, like I said, in those moments where you've absolutely got to have it, a little tush push, a little A.J. Brown in double coverage. You know what I'm saying? These are the plays that they're not scared to those are the shots they're not scared to take. And then more importantly than that, they're confident and capable of making those shots. You know what I'm saying? And so, I'll take the Eagles in this one as well, man.
Yeah. So, and I guess one last thing before. I think the 49ers avenue to winning this game is getting ahead and staying ahead. So they have to go ahead and they have to keep the gas. They had to keep their foot on the gas because if they go behind and become one-dimensional, that's trouble for the 49ers. That means it's all on Brock Purdy. If they go ahead and keep their foot on the gas, that still leaves the entire playbook open for Shanahan to use his creativity, use Christian McCaffrey, use all of his weapons. But if they go behind in this game and they're just stuck with just Brock Purdy, that's going to be trouble for them. I think that's the only avenue that the 49ers have is to get ahead and stay ahead. Because even when they get ahead, the Eagles aren't going anywhere. Jalen Hurts and that team,
they ain't worried about that.
They're going to hang around and they're going to keep fighting and fighting and fighting. So you're going to have to keep their foot on the gas. But if you let up, you open that window, they can come and win this game. So they got to get ahead and they got to stay ahead. If they don't, that screams trouble for the 49ers, man, honestly.
No, very good point, man. And then last thing I want to say as well, I just thought about it. The way seeing Kevin Byard, how they chose to match him up with Travis Kelce in that matchup, and he had a lot of success. And I think that he may be employed that same way against Kittle, or maybe more so in the key downs or key moments in this game as well. And so I don't even think they have as big an advantage with Kittle in the middle of that defense, because the second level of that Eagles defense, the linebacker core is pretty weak as far as pass coverage goes anyway. But now you've got Byard in the way we've seen them use them. I think they even kind of cover up that potential weakness as well. And so, man, that's gonna be a hell of a game.
Absolutely. So can't wait on that one, Willie Jack. So yeah, man, Willie Jack, that's it, man. We left.
That is the last one, man. That's it, and
That's
that
the
is
last
all.
one.
Oh wait, I did have a little nugget in this game as well, man. So
Go ahead.
just like you were saying, I think Jalen Hurts is definitely gonna be the difference in this game. I'm giving them all 4 of the Eagles touchdowns today, and I think this is gonna be a game much in the same way that we just saw against the Bills, where the yardage may not be crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's going for 350 yards or that type of thing. But I definitely think that he's gonna be the guy getting it done. So I'm looking for let's say 2 and 2. I'm giving him 2 touch pushes. You know what I'm saying? And then he's gonna find AJ Brown in the end zone as well. And then you know what, man? I think AJ and Devontae both may score in this game, but I'm giving all 4 touchdowns to Jalen Hurts. I think he's really going to be the difference maker. And then I think he's the guy that I'm looking for to like give me something so that I can call you my MVP. You know what I'm saying? Like I think he hasn't played maybe as clean as Dak, but he's doing it against much better competition, and he's doing it not in games that were, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool to score 50 when we beat a team by 60. That's cool. I want you to score 50 when we beat a team by 3. That's what I've been waiting to see from Dak. That's the analogy I want to make. Jalen Hurts gives me 40 points when we only win by 4 points. You know what I'm saying? And so this could be the game that puts him over the top for me.
Okay, gotcha. Well, go ahead and recap it, Willie Jack. Who is your performer of the week this week, man?
Yeah, so performer of the week, Tyreek, man. I think Tyreek in that Washington secondary, man. I think he's gonna get himself lost wide open in the end zone, and Tua should be able to find him 150 yards. You know what? Now I'm changing that. Jalen might as well be my player of the week, man, with them 4 touchdowns. Jalen is my player of the week.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts is my player of the week. In the biggest game of the week, I think he's gonna have the biggest impact. He's gonna be my player of the week, man. Jalen Hurts 4 touchdowns on the day, and then also, man, just prime time performer, whatever we're gonna call them folks. I also think Tyreek does have a day. I agree with you there. 150 yards, 2 touchdowns in that game. I think in my Steelers game against the Cardinals, I think both Najee and Jalen Warren kind of carry the day for us. I'm looking for 100 yards apiece, 100 yards apiece from both those guys. And then let me see if I had any other nuggets on this thing for y'all. Also 5 sacks for my Steelers defense against Kyler Murray and the Cardinals today. What about yourself, man? Who'd you have going off today?
Well, yeah, man, my performer of the week, and it makes sense, you know, that you already called Jalen Hurts for those 4 touchdowns because AJ Brown is my performer of the week, man. I got 150 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns in this game. It's almost a guarantee he's showing up. He's gonna show up in this game. You know what I'm saying? So, give me AJ Brown as my performer of the week, man. And you since you gave me a prime time performer. How about I come back and give you my prime time guy, man? I'm going Texans, Devin Singletary, man. Devin Singletary, running back for the Texans, man. Give him over 100 yards in this game and a touchdown in a big way to get that home win to keep them in playoff contention in the AFC.
Oh, and I got you dropped a few niggas now. I got you. Hold on. You got 5 sacks for your Rams today. AD getting 2 of them bad boys.
Already.
You had Breece Hall having a big day, 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in a victory. I'm not gonna call it upset, but in a victory against the Falcons. And then you also had Sam Howell going crazy today, man. 350 yards in a shootout style game against the Dolphins. So my dog dropped quite a few nuggets on y'all. And if y'all been paying attention, my dog been hot here lately. He ain't been picking the games right, but he been picking the players for sure.
His games might be wrong, but the players showing up.
Yeah, he ain't say who's gonna win. He gonna tell you who gonna ball though. That's for sure. That's one thing we found out this year. Like I said,
maybe I need to stop doing a pick 'em and just start doing players. You know what I'm saying? Picking players to ball. That's all. That's what.
Hey, there you go. Whatever you got to do, big dog. But hey, man, I guess that's it then, man. What matter of fact, Chop. They done missed it. It's 11:57. Some of y'all feeling a little. Yeah, y'all ain't feeling too good right now. Some of y'all done fumbled the bag because you had it till 11:55 to get your picks in. Now it's too late. So hopefully you not one of them people. If you can hear my voice, hopefully that wasn't you. Hopefully you got your picks in at a responsible time. Go ahead.
So the good thing about this, Willie Jack, is we went through all the 12 o'clock games probably before 11:20 hit. You know what I'm saying? So they still had about 30 minutes to at least get the 12 o'clock games. You know what I'm saying? So the 3 o'clock games, you got into 2:55. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever time they start. If they start at 3:15, you got into 3:10.
I lost you. Okay, hey, there we go. Right on time. I'm gonna go ahead and round it on up then, man. I don't know what happened with my dog's audio, but that is it. That is all. We have came, we have saw, we have conquered, man. Me and my dog appreciate y'all for following in this thing. One more time, man. I'm gonna get out of here quick so everybody can catch a timely kickoff. Who was in this thing, man? First one through the door, our dog ZB, Mom Dukes was in the Mom Dukes is in the building as well. Appreciate you, love you, lady. Man, day one game Jarrell was in this thing for sure. Man, my Steelers brethren, Michael Baker was in the building as well. Wifey / sis, Mrs. Boyce, she was in this thing as well. Man, the fan band was in here. My sister came through. Appreciate you. My dog, Terrible Time Walker, representing them Texas. He was in the building. My dog, Miles, was in the thing as well. No Balls, No Glory fell through this thing. Y'all was in it today, man. Come on now. I'm looking for y'all. I'm looking for y'all. I'm looking for you. Damn. Y'all know what time it is. Say the same thing every week. Y'all can feel free to say it with me at home. If I forgot to say your name, damn, my bad. But charge it to my head. Do not charge it to my heart. You know we're thinking about your big dog. We appreciate all the love, support as always, man. The chat was popping today. Hey, shout out for Michael Baker, man, for giving me that college football top 4 because I was ready to see it as well. I was curious about how that fell out, man. And so there's going to be plenty to talk about. Holla at me in that chat, man. I watch a little college football, so I'm ready to talk about it as well. But
Look like my dog Willie Jack disappeared. That boy know magic.